This is the hottest 600 ringgit mid-range phone, and it is the Infinix Hot 20. So I've been using this for about 2 weeks already and have been very impressed with what Infinix has to offer for such an affordable price smartphone, because for this kind of price, you usually do not expect such kind of hardware to be right here, and Infinix has managed to done the impossible again by packing some very impressive features on this phone. And here's all you need to know about it. Now let's talk about the design on this phone. Now as you can see right over here, this is actually quite a lengthy and a little bit hefty, and that's because it comes with a really huge 6.82-inch HD Plus display that refreshes at 90 Hz. And I am really glad that I do not see a dewdrop notch on this phone, but instead it is a punch hole cutout, which actually makes it a little premium as compared to other devices of the same price range. Now, even though this is an HD Plus display, don't look down on it because it really has good colors and really good responsiveness. So you will definitely notice a much smoother experience with the 90 Hz refresh rate as compared to other phones of the same price range. And mind you, this phone is also Widevine L1 certified, so you can actually play Netflix in HD without any issues. Now the frame of the Infinix 20 is made of plastic, and there's a very nice frosted texture on the back here that hides away fingerprints really well. Even though this is not glass, but it actually feels like one, and I am really happy to see such kind of design here. The camera bump right over here only has the bump on the lenses here, which actually has two lenses by the way. One is a 50 megapixel f1.6 sensor and a QVGA auxiliary lens, which is otherwise known as the AI lens, that can help to detect objects and so on and optimize the picture quality. You also get a quad LED flashlight right over here and some kind of sensor right on the back here, which I'm not sure what is it. Right now, this is a very clean camera bump, and it is probably one of the nicest ones that I've ever seen on a 600 ringgit smartphone. Now at the bottom here, you do get a 3.5mm headphone jack, which actually sounds really good. It has a USB-C port that supports up to 18 watts of fast charging, and last but not least, this phone comes with dual stereo speakers that sound really good for what it is priced at. So here's a sound test of it. In terms of specs, the Infinix Hot 20 is powered by a MediaTek Helio G85 chipset mated to 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Now you can of course virtually expand the RAM up to an additional 5GB if you want to, and its memory is also expandable with a micro SD card, and it is a dedicated slot mind you, so that's actually a good thing if you want to use 2 SIM cards and expand storage at the same time. Now in terms of everyday performance, the Infinix Hot 20 is a really good performer. Even though it's not the snappiest phone out there, it doesn't like launch apps instantly and on there, and sometimes you do expect a little bit of hiccups, but mind you, this is just a 600 ringgit mid-range phone, and you shouldn't be expecting that kind of smooth, snappy performance. But otherwise, if you want to use it for texting, for social media browsing, and a little bit of TikToking, yep, this phone definitely does it well. So in terms of its software, it is powered by XOS 12 that is based on Android 12, and Infinix hasn't released a timeline on whether this phone will ultimately get Android 13, but I'm sure it will ultimately receive that major software upgrade when it happens, so you have definitely stay tuned for that if it ever happens. But overall, this is actually a really nice phone to use. I mean, I do not have the XOS skin loaded up right now. As you can see, this is basically Nova Launcher 7 Prime, which is actually a very customizable launcher, because I really do not like Infinix XOS launcher because it's kind of scammy and there's a lot of like dodgy stuff right over there, which I don't really like to use, which is why I actually have my own launcher loaded up here. Now, most 600 ringgit Android phone cameras don't really do well in my test, no matter how high the resolution they claim or how big the aperture they have. But the Infinix Hot 20 actually surprised me when it comes to its image quality. Look at these camera samples right now, especially this one that I shot on the keyboard. It's so sharp and clear that you can't believe that this is actually from a 600 ringgit smartphone camera. And check out the rest of the samples right here. You can actually see that the phone actually struggles a little when it comes to low light, but it still manages to retain some details, which is actually very impressive for a 600 ringgit 50 megapixel camera. Now, of course, it is a shame that the Infinix Hot 20 doesn't come with a secondary ultra-wide camera or a macro camera, even though I would have preferred if they even included a low-resolution one. But I think Infinix should really just do away with the secondary so-called QVGA lens that's used for detecting objects and scenes, because I don't think that's actually really helpful, to be honest. Now, on the front here, you do get an 8-megapixel front-facing camera, which actually surprises me as well when it comes to image quality. In fact, it is actually sometimes better than some 32-megapixel front selfie cameras that I've tested. So yeah, this is a phone that I really have nothing much to complain about, and considering its price tag, it has pretty good cameras. Probably the hottest and most impressive thing about the Infinix Hot 20 would be its battery life. This phone is equipped with a 5000 mAh battery that actually lasts days if you're using it as a lightweight device. Personally, I've managed to get up to 2 days on a single charge when using it like a regular smartphone with about 3 hours of screen on time. So that's actually a very impressive battery life, and it's sometimes why I would prefer to buy phones like this over other more expensive smartphones, because they offer really good battery life if you just want to do regular smartphone stuff and don't want to charge it every day. Now, of course, its charging speed is a little disappointing because it only has 18 watts of fast charging, but that is the bare minimum to get the phone charged in about 2 hours time, and that's definitely something that I can live with if I ever run really low on battery. Overall, Infinix has done a really great job in Malaysia recently by releasing a couple of great mid-range smartphones, and the Infinix Hot 20 is definitely one of them. This is a great smartphone with a big 6.82-inch display. It has a really capable processor of doing lightweight gaming and regular smartphone stuff, and it is super efficient with a 5000 mAh battery, and most impressively, its cameras do really impress me. Right, so this one is now available right now at Shopee and Lazada at Infinix's official store, which will cost you at 599 ringgit. So yeah, head on over to the link below to purchase one if you're interested in getting a secondary phone, or if you want to get it for kids or to use it yourself. Alright, so that's pretty much for today's video. Let me know what you think about the Infinix Hot 20 in the comment section down below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.